years old to break out, and today I'm going to review the latest historical epic revenge film, The Northman. This movie is directed by Robert Eggers, who directed The Witch and The Lighthouse, and this movie stars Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke, and Willem Dafoe. After the death of a sudden king, a young prince seeks to avenge his father's death while also saving his mother for the people who are responsible for this death. Now, of course, I was anticipating for this film because I am a fan of Robert Eggers. I think Robert Eggers is a very talented director. I love The Witch. The Witch turns out to be one of my favorite horror films of the last decade. I thought it's one of the most disturbing and unique horror films that I've ever seen. And also, I really enjoyed The Lighthouse. I thought it has probably Robert Pattinson's best performance. It actually convinces me that he's going to be good as Batman, and turns out he is. And also, I just love how The Lighthouse is presented with Robert Eggers' direction. So since those two films are horror films, this film is definitely different that Robert Eggers is going to direct. This is more of a historical Viking epic film. So I'm very curious about this movie. The way the trailers are, I'm curious to see how Robert Eggers is going to deal with this type of film. And oh my gosh, guys. Man, what is with 2022 being a great year for movies? Honestly, this has been a really good year for movies because The Northman is truly one of the great movies that came out in 2022. The best way to describe The Northman is that this movie is absolutely epic. From start to finish, this is a great revenge story that's very, very simple, but it's done in a unique way. And that is because Robert Eggers knows what he is doing for this type of film. The cinematography, especially in this film, is fantastic. There are some great shots in this film where my mind is completely blown. It turns out to be one of the best cinematographies that I've seen this whole year, with the Batman, of course. I really love the camera work in this film and the shots of this film. It is completely epic. Let's talk about the cast in this film, because of course the cast is one of the great things about this movie. Especially Alexander Skarsgård. Man, I love this actor. This provides probably one of the best performances that I have seen him in ever. He plays a broken prince that he has one mission, and one mission only, is to avenge his father's death and save his mother. That is his character in the film. And he plays a very broken character, and Alexander Skarsgård, not just he plays that character very well, but he is so bloody badass in this film. The way he provides the action scenes, you just love his character. And Alexander Skarsgård, my god, his performance in this film was completely flawless in my opinion. I thought he is fantastic in this film. Anya Taylor-Joy, no surprise, she is also great in this film. She's such a talented actress. Whatever film she does, she is great in them. So I'm not surprised that she is great in the film, because I know she's going to be great in the film. And to my surprise, she is still great in this film. But let's talk about Nicole Kidman in this film. Man, I am not going to spoil her character in this film, but there is one specific scene in the film where I'm just like, straight after that scene, I'm like, this is one of the best performances she has done. She is fantastic in this film, and I want to talk about what scene it is, but I don't want to spoil it because her performance in this film, you need to see it for yourself, because Nicole Kidman is fantastic in the film. Even the supporting cast, from Ethan Hawke, who was great in this film, and even Willem Dafoe in this film. Now, he has little to do in this film. He's not in the film all that much, but whatever scene he is in, my god, Willem Dafoe just gets better and better and better with the acting. He is fantastic in this film, despite from being only in 2 scenes of the movie. It's definitely worth for his performance because he is great in this film. This film has some of the most brutal action scenes that I have seen this entire year. The action in this movie is brutal as shit, but also badass as hell. This film has some of the coolest looking action scenes that I have seen this entire year, from the cinematography, from the way the action is presenting. It's kind of slow, the action scenes, it kept on going, and it didn't bore me, it entertained me. But the story inconsistency, it's something that's very, very simple. We've seen revenge films so many times in films. But what revenge films should do is keep you engaged, root for the characters, and just be entertained in general. And The Northman absolutely did that. The whole story from start to finish, I was so invested in. And especially that this film is different from his other films. Like, his other films are horror films from Robert Eggers. This film is more of a historical, epic revenge film. And Robert Eggers his direction is still the same. It's still fantastic in this film. It shows that he can probably direct anything because he knows what he is doing with this type of film. This whole film is a very depressing, dark, brutal revenge tale that goes very simple but very unique at the same time, and I thought The Northman completely works for the screenplay. I don't know if this movie's going to go to the Oscars. Please do, because I think it deserves best cinematography for nomination, and the production design, even the costumes look really, really cool in this film. Also, and Alexander Skarsgård, I don't know if he will be nominated. I think he should be nominated. And Robert Eggers especially as best director, because his direction with The Northman is fantastic. I'm like tied with Matt Reeves and Robert Eggers getting nominated for best director, because I really love both of them too. Robert Eggers is now one of my favorite directors in this decade because he directs this movie very, very well. This movie didn't bore me at all. From start to finish, this whole movie is a great revenge tale. I do have one issue with the film though, and it's nothing that ruins the film or anything. It's just that you can feel the runtime in this film. This film is like 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and you can tell that you can feel the runtime of this film despite that the film is still investing and not boring at all. It just, there are moments where you're like, yeah, you can feel that this movie is 2 hours long. But overall, guys, The Northman definitely exceeded my expectations. This is probably now my favorite film that Robert Eggers has done. This film is epic. It has some of the most badass scenes of the year. The performances of the film is completely flawless, especially Alexander Skarsgård. One of the best performances, even Nicole Kidman. But the rest, like Anya Taylor-Joy, even Hawke, Willem Dafoe, even the villain of this film is very epic in this film. He is so great in this film. The Northman definitely didn't disappoint me, and I want to see more from Robert Eggers. Please make more films, because these films are completely flawless in my opinion, especially with The Northman, because I am going to give The Northman an A. Man, 2022 has been a pretty good year so far for movies. Like, there's not much movies that I hate this year. It's only like Morbius, and I'm pretty sure there's another film. But what I remember, Morbius is the one that I didn't really love this year. But so far, most of the movies have been surprising and great this year. So hopefully this year keeps it up. So guys, let me know down below if you have seen The Northman. Do you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. And what is your favorite Robert Eggers film from three of them? The Witch, The Lighthouse, or The Northman? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. And have a nice day.